Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to today's video, and today I'm going to talk about a very important topic that all of us have encountered or will encounter at some point in our lives when we're trying to lose body fat. And this topic is plateaus, and how, more specifically, how you break through these plateaus. So before I get started, I just want to bring up that we all experience plateaus, and it doesn't necessarily have to be anything about fat loss. It could be something in life. I don't care what it is. We all experience plateaus. But today's video is going to be primarily just about fat loss. I know personally I experience plateaus every year when I go through a fat loss phase in my training or diet, and you 100% you're going to face some sort of fat loss plateau in your point in time in your fitness journey as well. So how do we bust through these plateaus? Well, we can't really avoid them, so that's the number one thing. They're going to come here and there. So the question is, how do we get through them? And to keep this video short and sweet, there's really two options you can do, and that are really simple, but really the only two options you can do. Obviously, before we get into any of this, the number one thing that creates weight loss, or the only thing that creates weight loss, is being in a caloric deficit. The law of thermodynamics. So essentially, if you're consuming less calories than your body burns off in a day, your body will lose weight. So then, if you're consuming less calories than your body burns, why does your body still hit plateaus? Well, your body is a very complex system, and your body does not want to be losing weight because your body naturally is going to keep you at a place where it is most comfortable. And to keep itself in the comfortable place, it's going to fight you, and therefore you're going to hit plateaus because that's your body just trying to regulate itself in order to keep itself in a healthy state. Where your body does this by decreasing your metabolism or slowing your metabolism down. And obviously, the fewer amount of calories your body burns, the more calories you're going to have to reduce to continue to be in a deficit. Because you may be in a calorie deficit for 2 weeks, but then after a little bit, after those 2 weeks, your metabolism may drop down slightly, and you may no longer be at a deficit. Your body may just be maintaining where it's at. So when that maintenance happens, and that's the plateau I should bring up, when your body and metabolism adjusts itself so it's no longer losing weight, that's when we hit that plateau. So once we're there at that plateau, we can do two things. Number one, we can eat less calories. And number two, we can do more cardio. So let's just talk about number one right now. Pretty straightforward. To further your weight loss, you need to continue to put yourself into a calorie deficit. Therefore, say if you were eating 2,500 calories before losing weight, but now on your plateau, you're eating that same amount of food, you can no longer lose weight. That means you're going to have to reduce your calories. So start out by reducing your calories by another 200, 300. Typically what I will do is I drop my calories about 200 calories every time I hit a plateau. So that usually, that includes maybe like 20 grams of carbs and maybe a few grams of fat. It can vary from person to person, but just for a general rule, just drop your calories by about 200. And most likely, you're going to continue to slowly lose weight. And obviously, we don't want to be losing several of pounds a day of weight or several pounds a week per weight. But as long as your weight loss is still steady and gradual, that's the most optimal thing we can experience. So don't all of a sudden think like, oh my gosh, I just busted through this plateau, I'm going to wake up 3 pounds heavier. It doesn't always work like that. You may wake up 0.4 pounds lighter, 0.2 pounds lighter, maybe a very little tiny difference. But even so, you just bursted through that plateau. So that is option number one, just eating less calories. So now option number two, doing more cardio. So why would you do option number two versus option number one? Well, sometimes when you get deeper into a diet, you've already been dropping your calories enough. And if you drop your calories anymore, it's just going to be too low. And obviously, for the average person, there's definitely going to be a point. Oh, what's up, Maisie? My dog Maisie just came in. For the average person, there's definitely going to be a spot in time when they feel like they want to eat more food, when they feel like they're eating too little calories. So when that comes up, that is a great opportunity for you to therefore do more cardio, because as I've explained before, cardio is what burns calories. There's nothing magic about cardio. It's not like it's a magical fat burner tool. It's just going to burn more calories. So instead of reducing the amount of calories you take in, just increase the amount of calories you burn, and therefore that deficit, this gap of deficit, it was your metabolism slowed it down. Now either burning more, you're increasing that deficit again, or eating less, you're increasing that deficit again. So for someone like me right now, I still have some calories to work with. So I'm eating about 2,700 right now. So if I wanted to, I could easily reduce my calories maybe 2 or 3 more times before I get to a point where it's like, okay, I can't reduce them anymore. I just got to start doing more cardio. Or, you know, you could do the opposite. You could just go straight to number 2 and just start doing more and more cardio. The one negative about doing more cardio though is it's going to take more time. It's a lot more simple just to eat less calories, because therefore it's not going to require any more of your time. But the downside with eating less calories, obviously, you're going to be more hungry eventually for sure. And you're just not going to have, we all want to eat more food. We all love eating. We're not going to want to eat less food. It's just not as fun. But with the cardio, you can still eat the same amount of food, but it's going to be more time consuming. You might be a little bit more tired, but I mean, it's kind of a trade-off, which one you prefer. But either way, whatever direction you go, that's going to help you bust through that plateau. So I promise you, it's not the end of the world when you hit a plateau. You just either need to eat less or do more cardio. Pretty simple. So just real quickly, that's why it's so crucial that we track our calories and track our intake of food, because if we're not tracking our intake of food, we're not going to have any idea where we're at. And if you say, okay, I hit a plateau, I just have to eat less, you have no idea how much less you're going to be eating. You could be eating only 2,500 calories and all of a sudden you drop it down to like 1,500. And how would you know? You wouldn't know because you're not tracking. So that's again why it is so crucial that we are aware of how much we're eating. And when I say aware, tracking your food, because that's the only way you can be as accurate as you possibly can. Even tracking, you're still not going to be 100% accurate, but compared to eyeballing, compared to whatever else you may do to think you know you're eating, it's going to be the most accurate form you can possibly do. And that's also important to keep track of how many calories you're doing per week for cardio. If you're doing a different amount of cardio each week, therefore your results are going to vary a little bit and it's going to be inconsistent. So track your calories, track your intake of food, same thing, but also keep track of how many calories per week you're doing for cardio. My advice for cardio, start with a certain amount and then do that consistently every week, the same until you hit that plateau. If you want to increase your cardio, bump it up to another level and do that consistently throughout the week until you hit another plateau. But consistency is going to be really huge here too. So I'm going to wrap up this video right now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully if you're stuck in a plateau right now, you can bust right through that. And if you do, let me know. Let me know if my advice worked. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a great day and I'll talk to you later. Peace.